Look.
Wow.
Right? You've got to get some distinction between the scapula and the body. If you can't pull the scapula out at all, like you have that patient where they're locked down and there's no distinction at all, then I would say that you have no business doing this for a while. Like, I would do it, but I also have more experience. Like, this is not a place that you can just go for it. You've got to get it to pop out at least a little bit. And again, the key is this. Not so much this. Always build up the front of the shoulder. Right. I'm gonna go ahead and draw on the scapula. Let's go ahead and draw on the spine. Solid spine. Well, itself, which is this. That is all fair game. So, do you remember yesterday how I showed you small intestine 9, 10, 11, 12? Remember? Now I'm going to show you small intestine 13, 14, and 15. Small intestine 13 and 14 really correspond with the same superior angle area of the scapula. If you take the superior angle between the superior aspect of the root and the top of the superior angle itself, and you divide it in half, such that I get a unique top half and a unique bottom half. And now if I take the center of the bottom and the center of the top, the center of the bottom is small intestine 13. The center of the top is small intestine 14. There's nodules there. I could flip right over it. His problem is a little bit higher as compared to lower. And I would say most patients, that's how it is. Wherever you think the problem is, that's where you're going to provide the treatment. This is not a place that you can just go for it. Okay. I would want to know before I just needle that vertebral border, like, what's the depth? How deep should I go before I know that I'm going to hit that bone? But no cigar, and in a place that I know is safe, I'm going to needle the back of the recess of the scapula, which is the back of the superior angle. You okay?
Yeah.
The recess is the part which is below the superior angle, above the spine, but lateral of the vertebral border. So I would say that the recess is this. That's safe. Feel there. Okay, I'm above the spine. I'm below the superior angle. I'm definitely lateral of the vertebral border. I know that this is safe. I also know this is close to where I want to provide the treatment. So I'm going to take a needle. I'm going to stick it down right here. I am going a little bit in the caudate direction because I want to put the needle in a way which is perpendicular to the scapula. Okay. I'm going to take it right down to the bone just to see how much needle does it take for me to hit the scapula. That is a 40 millimeter needle, and I'm already hitting the scapula. So I'm going to go to where the skin is. I'm going to pull it out, and I know that it took that much needle to hit the scapula. That's the depth to his scapula. I would say that that's 20 millimeters. Get my dirty fingers over the vertebral border, over the vertebral border. This is where I want to needle. But just like yesterday, I'm gonna take this tissue and I'm just gonna pull it from the vertebral border onto the back of the scapula. And now I'm gonna take my needle, go in between my fingernails, and I'm gonna needle onto the back of the scapula as close to the border as possible without being over it. I am hitting the bone. It is less than 20 millimeters. I'm solid. Now I'm gonna use the tissue slack in the medial direction, this way, as I tap, 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 tap my way over the side. Now I'm over the vertebral border. And I did it in a way that was safe. Now I can tap up, I can tap down, trying to tap into his problem. Am I hitting it?
Yep. Yeah. That's a pineapple.
You know what? You're a pineapple. Hitting the bullseye?
Yeah.
Problem higher, lower? You think I'm in the right spot?
Oh, you're on it.
Okay. 10 to 15 seconds of some periosteal pecking. I'm hitting the bone every single time here, no question. Now, looks like I'm deep as hell there, right? And I am, but that's because I'm putting the needle in at an angle. It's gonna take more needle to hit the vertebral border at an angle than it would if I went straight on. You with me? So it looks like it's deeper, but it's really not. I'm still on the bone here. And if I feel like I'm coming off, I can get back onto it and then continue mission. You wanna peck around here. Question between the upper trap and the middle trap. Can you see how my fingers shoved in between those two things? Right? We're gonna put the needle into this depression between the upper and middle trap. And I'm gonna needle inferior medial to superior lateral, such that I needle away from the lungs. The idea here is that you're gonna pull the upper trap up and away, and then you're gonna slip this needle underneath the upper trap in an effort to hit the levator as it's coming off the superior angle, right? So I wanna hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it, like this, in a fanning pattern. Clear? Let's see what we got here. He might need a bigger needle, I don't know. Let's try this. What you feeling there, anything?
No.
No?
Yep.
That was it, huh?
Yep.
Can you see how this gives me the ability to get the depth that I need?
It's basically pulling upper trap out of the way.
Yep, hitting it now, huh?
Yep.
Sometimes you'll get it to twitch all the way up. The levator is one which often twitches, not every time. Okay. You could do a set of 10 winds and holds here. Wind it up. Get to the pineapple.
Pineapple.
Let it go. Wind it up. Pineapple.
Yeah.
Let it go. Right? Fanning here obviously is nice. Trying to reproduce his symptoms, but at the end of the day, you absolutely cannot leave this needle in. This has got to come out because look, if I let this go, look where that needle's going. Look, look, right towards the apex of the lung. Right? So this is get in, get out, but it has to come out. I feel like he needs a little bit more love, like right here. I'm just doing this based on what I'm palpating.
Yep. Pineapple.
Twitch? No twitch.
Ooh.
What you feeling here?
Ooh, yep. Yep, that's the spot. Ugh. Yeah.
So I'm just kind of holding it and then just winding it up, eliciting the dirt sheet, letting it go. Winding it up.
Oh, pineapple.
Dirt sheet, letting it go, right? This hand never moves. ever. Right? I always have control of the tissue. Okay? Do what you're gonna do. Get in as close to the border and therefore the attachments of the levator as possible. But I'm gonna do it in a place where I can put it in and leave it in and be safe. Okay? So it would look like this. Arm behind the back position, right? You could ram your fingers right up against the border of the scapula. And we could put in small intestine 13. Bone. You okay?
Yep.
Looks like I'm off the scapula here, but I'm not. Like, I am right at the border. I'm right at the edge, but I'm on the back. That's fine. Small intestine 14, which is more his problem. On the back. And I know that's safe. Both of those are on the distal attachment. Still not so happy with this one. And honestly, for levator scap, this is most always where the problem is. See, he's a really good communicator, there's no question. And then, you know, you could do a bunch of different things here. You could, that's okay, I'm just gonna show them that. I could come, and if it was just an attachment problem, oftentimes I'll do this. And do the two that are at the attachment. That should at least get enough electricity so that I'm able to hit the places that I want. If I feel like it's maybe an attachment and a muscle problem, well then maybe I could do this too. And I could run it from the attachment to the muscle belly. That's okay too.